Hello everybody, it's Michael from Leighton's here on Friday 13th of January. Not superstitious in the slightest, so I will crack on. The purpose of this video, as similar videos moving forward kind of this time of month, each month, is just to give you a little bit of insight, I suppose, into our local housing market. I've been asked a number of times, kind of lost count since we've been back after the new year, for the last couple of weeks, what is happening with the housing market. So I think that the best thing to do is to do these kind of videos moving forward, just to give you that bit of insight. I suppose the top and bottom of it is, the glory days, if you like, of the housing market are over. In a sense of, from a seller's point of view, certainly, properties selling overnight, exceptionally high prices. The prices are still very high, and I'll touch upon this, very shortly. But the properties just simply aren't selling overnight anymore. It is now a buyer's market, and historically this is a quieter time of the year, and that's just what we're seeing now. It's very similar to how the market was in January in 2020 and 2019. It always moves forward. The market never stops. It just slows down. This is just a quieter time of the year, let's say. It's kind of like a typical New Year reset. I think it's the beauty of this kind of market really is it is a lot more relaxed. It's been hectic, absolutely mental the last couple of years. So from my point of view, I much prefer this kind of housing market. It's a lot more relaxed. There's a lot more choice out there for buyers, which means there's a lot more choice for sellers, to move on to. And I think that was one of the biggest problems that we'd had over the last couple of years, is that there were so many people that were wanting to move, but there was just nowhere for them to be able to move to. So some of them dipped the toe in the market, put the house up for sale, but the one that they wanted had sold overnight, so they got fed up, stalled off, and then took theirs off the market. So I think my advice to those people who were up for sale in the last couple of years is now much more relaxed market. Prices are still high, so now's the time to be bringing your property back to the market. It is, I suppose, everything that you read though it's all doom and gloom, isn't it? What you read in the news, mortgage rates, cost of living, and it is, it's a really hard time that a lot of people are going through at the moment. But there are quite a few positives really as well when it comes to moving and borrowing mortgages and things like that. And I suppose when it comes down to the mortgages, I say it's not really reported, but if you delve a bit deeper and you read about it, then mortgage rates are coming down. Even though interest rate went up again to 3.5% the other week, mortgage rates have kind of come down as these mortgage lenders are in competition with one another, and they're kind of battling for custom themselves. So they're having to be put out there some really good products. And I think it was TSB and Barclays came down from 5.61 to 4.68 the other week. So long gone are the days of the 1.75% mortgage products, but still they are coming down, which is positive. The market, as I said before, it is still moving. We recently, as of yesterday, I think it was, or Wednesday, agreed a sale on a property, the most expensive property, I might add, on the Miller Homes development in Eastbourne, on Baldwin Road. I'll put a little picture of it up somewhere so you can see. Say the most expensive property that's on there for good reason. I think prior to this one being agreed, which was on the market at 475,000, the most expensive one down there sold, I think, for 410. A while back though, and prices naturally have gone up, but just goes to show that there are people out there, serious buyers are still out there looking, and they are willing to pay a good price for a premium property, I suppose. So say it's not all doom and gloom. Things are happening, things are ticking over. The other question people are asking me is prices. Are house prices going to come down? Depending what you read, again, back to the doom and gloom. I think Savills, who are quite a big sort of player in the property industry, had reported maybe a 20% decrease in property values. Rightmove said 2%. I think the general consensus lies around about 8% for this year. But what I would say to that is, I worked in the industry throughout the 2009 recession, where prices came tumbling down by, I think the national average was about 17%. But the area that we're in, we really are quite fortunate because it's such a highly desirable area. In the 2009 period, our prices weren't affected anywhere near that 17% mark. So whilst they might well come down, locally I don't expect them to be dropping even the 8%. That says the general consensus in the industry. The other question rather that I'm being asked is about, is now the right time to be putting my house up for sale? I think this year people always move out of choice naturally. I think unfortunately this year for quite a lot of people they'll be moving out of necessity. And what I would say, if anybody is thinking about moving and just trying to judge when the right time to do that is, Typically people will wait till the springtime, March, April, gardens look a lot nicer. Weather's so much better. It's been absolutely dreadful, hasn't it, the last few weeks or so. But it's just a nice time all year, for viewers to come and have a look and for photographs and whatnot. But I would look at the market now, and you look at the fact that it is still ticking over. There are still people out there that are buying, and there's less competition for homeowners at the moment if you are looking to sell this year. So my advice would be, obviously speak to us. We can have a chat with you about it. Give you the kind of idea on your value and the marketing sort of strategy that we'd recommend for your particular property. But do get your property up for sale sooner rather than later. You're best to bring it to market now whilst there's less competition. If you were to wait until March, April kind of time, there will be a lot more houses up for sale. You are then you're bringing your property to the market at a time when there's a lot more competition. There may well be a half a dozen similar homes to yours up for sale at that time. In which case, if there's a couple of buyers out there, they've got a lot more choice, to be able to, try and bargain then or negotiate rather on an offer on your property. So that's the best advice really at the moment. If you are thinking about moving, put the steps in place now. Speak to us. We'll have a chat with you. Even if it's just a phone call, don't necessarily have to come and visit. If it's just a general sort of inquiry, happy to have a chat or WhatsApp or email. Whatever works for you. But say it's not all doom and gloom. There's plenty of things that are happening. We're fortunate enough to live in such a nice area, and people do want to move into this area as well. So as I say, it's not doom and gloom. It'll be a harder year for property, harder for them to sell, but it's been easy for the last couple of years, so to speak. So this is a better market, which is more relaxed, less stressful, which is what we all want in life. So as I say, if you're interested in having a chat, do let me know. Speak to you next month. Thank you.